Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How y'all doing? Well, I'm back. Miss V and her opinion. You know what I've been thinking about? Jealousy. Why are so many women or men so jealous hearted? You know, jealousy, when you think about it, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. What y'all think about that? Jealousy could be positive or it could be negative. Because a lot of times people think, oh, she's so or he's so jealous. They think about it in a negative sense. But guess what? Even Almighty God is jealous. You ever thought about that? Hmm. He is. Because he requires exclusive devotion. So that's a good thing, huh? But then when you think about humans and jealousy, it's usually out of being envious or out of being selfish. So that's a whole different kind of jealousy. Being jealous in a negative way is more than a lack of control of your emotions. You might ask yourself, can jealousy be in the genes? Can jealousy be hereditary? Well, in my opinion, I feel that sometimes it can be in the genes. In some cases, jealousy can get to the point of being obsessive. Then that's a problem because when jealousy gets obsessive, then you threaten on the threshold of mental illness. Understand, some jealousy, especially in a romantic relationship, it could be something that's normal and natural. And all of us have experienced jealousy in our lives at some point. We have felt being jealous. Have you ever thought about what jealousy can cause in your life? Jealousy can cause a lot of unrest, a lot of insecurity, a lot of pain. And usually it's something that we're doing to ourselves. Let's use me for an example. Just for instance, suppose I had a husband that goes out with his relatives or friends or whatever, just out, enjoying himself and just trying to live his best life for that moment. Now here I go. I done called this man 10 or 20 times. Where you at? What you doing? Who you with? When you coming home? You see, that's becoming a problem there. When you can't even allow your significant other to get out of your sight unless you're automatically insecure as to where they are or what they're doing or who they're with. You see, jealousy in that sense is no good because you're either in a relationship with someone that you care about them and you love them and they love you, and with that, it has to be trust. You see, if you don't trust a person, it's going to always be problems. So whoever you're with, you got to trust that person. Just trust that they're going to do the right thing. And don't be so jealous of every time they do something. You right there just pouncing on them. A pretty woman can pass by a good looking man. There you go. Why are you looking at her? Why are you looking at him? I'm just looking at him because I enjoy looking at beautiful people. Not that I want them. So you see, you got to have trust in people. It's a difference in looking at someone and lusting for them. It's normal for us to look at people. And we as women, we're always looking at people. We look at their hair, we look at their makeup, we looking at their shoes, how they doing their kids' hair. We paying attention because women learn from other women, just like men learn from other men. So that's something that we really need to work on, folks, is that jealousy. Because that jealousy could be rotten us to the bone. And it okay, so now I had to bring y'all in the kitchen with me. You see, I got to get my food together because I had weight loss surgery back in 2014. But since this pandemic, I tell you, I've been eating my way straight through it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make some buttered chicken. A little buttered chicken and with onion. Then when that gets done, I'm going to put my cabbage in there and some carrots. Now you might not make your buttered chicken the way I make mine, and that's fine, because to each his own. But you know, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So that's why I got to get this food ready, so when I'm hungry, I can eat. So what y'all having for dinner today? I'm cooking this for today and tomorrow. It'll be enough. Now the season I'm going to use some of this right here. Sassoon Batarang. I love this. And also I'm going to use complete seasoning. You know what Peach McIntyre said, your meal ain't complete if you don't use complete. And I pretty much agree with her. And that's a good seasoning, and it's not too salty. Now this is something else I like. This is broth base. See that? This is chicken flavor. I bought this one day by accident, but I love it. I like that creamy bouillon too. You see this? This is a powder. Now it's salty, so with your other stuff, you go slow on your salt. Because there's nothing worse than messing your meal up with too much salt. Okay. Onion powder. Yeah, I'm heavy on the seasoning. I like my food to be well seasoned. Black pepper. Have to be careful with this one because the holes in this McCormick black pepper, the holes are so big. Getting back through the whole bottle up in there. You don't pay attention and keep up with it. And my favorite, garlic. Now when I started this pot off, I had fresh garlic in the bottom and a whole medium-sized onion. Now that's the one thing for me, I can't get enough garlic in something, or too much rather. This is Old Bay. Just a little bit. Okay. Now I got some baby carrots. I'm going to put them on in there because I want them to really cook down. I want them to be good and soft and tender. seasoning in there. Normally, I like to just cook my cabbage in just a little olive oil. I know back in the day I used to have some pork put in that cabbage. But honey, after you be dealing with a weight problem, you learn yourself some sense. Honey, if you have to buy you some, you don't want to go down that trail again. So now that it has a little olive oil in here and butter, because that butter is better for you than the margarine. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna let that cook a little bit. I'm putting just a little dab of curry powder on top of that. You know, I took Peach McIntyre's class, and that class was $75 for 1 hour. And that child, she was in that on that Zoom with us for at least 2 hours and 45 minutes. It might have been 3 hours. She really took her time and gave you as much information as she could. And she did it while taking care of her baby, nursed that baby, changing the baby diaper, and was pleasant. Because you know how it is when you're taking a class, especially on Zoom these days. Sometimes people be asking you the same question over and over again. Not saying that that's what happened, but you know, that's the situation a lot of times. But never did I hear in her voice that she was getting disgusted. She was very patient. And I learned a lot in her class. So I encourage anyone that's thinking about getting into YouTube. I mean, this is brand new for me. But I mean, I've been thinking about it for well over 3 years. But if anybody's thinking about getting into YouTube or anything like that, and need to have some knowledge about it, Peach McIntyre is a good person. Take that class. Now she even had one-on-one classes. But her class was $75, but you better catch her because she's so busy. I don't know how long she's going to be doing these classes because her plate is full. Okay. I'm going to let that simmer with the top off. Wash up these little dishes. When you're cooking, that's something you really need to do. Is wash your dishes as you go. That make life a whole lot easier when you finish. I am going to add something to this that I don't necessarily need, but I'm going to add it. Okay, what I'm going to add is some of these Hershey Farm sausages, the smoked sausage. These are not my favorite, this one, but I'm going to make do with it. Okay. See that glaze down there at the bottom of that pot? A lot of people can't stand that, but that's your natural gravy. You don't have to use no cornstarch or flour. When you have that glaze at the bottom of that pot, and you put you a little bit of water in there, that'll make its own natural gravy. There won't be no calories added to it and no pain. So you see, I got one little foster child still in my home now. So I'm going to fix this, and he loves chicken. But you know, he's a funny little fella. Because now this chicken right here, these are sharp thighs. He wouldn't eat it off the bone. So I'm going to have to pull this meat off the bone for him, and he'll eat it. It's like, if he see it on the bone, he won't want no parts of it. But he'll tear it up if I pull that meat off the bone. So I'm going to pull the meat off the bone for him. And he loves cabbage. I got a few potatoes in here. He don't care for potatoes. But I made some blueberry cornbread last week. Blueberry with strawberries in it. And I have that in the freezer. See, and that's going to be a meal. And give him one of those little individual cups of rice. Give him about a half a cup of rice. He loves rice. So you see, I got me a good meal. And got him one too. Because he eats like a little horse, but he's so little. But he's a huge eater. And I let him eat. I know some people probably think I'm overfeeding him, but I don't, because he knows when to stop. See, when a child, when you can tell they full and they just keep pushing food in their mouth, that I don't tolerate. But with him, if I give him a lot of food and he's hungry, he's going to eat it. When he get full, he's going to let me know, Miss B, I'm full. And he'll tell me, he said, Miss B, will you save this for me? So you see, he got plenty of sense. You know when he's full. So I just listen to his lead. All right, now I'm going to let that just simmer. All right, and I'll be back in a minute as soon as I get ready to put the cabbage in. Okay, so now I've just cut it on for a minute because I got this green part, the dark part of that cabbage. It takes longer to cook. So I'm going to put it in and let it be kind of frying down a little bit. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, now while I was gone, I had to pull that oil off of there, and I had to put a little water on there so that chicken could go ahead on and steam down a lot better. And I'm going to add my cabbage. I know I'm getting it off my stove. My stove clean. I'll be wiping and cleaning as I go. I usually put any liquids in my cabbage. Sometimes when I have chicken or some other meat in there, I have to add a little bit of liquid. Because cabbage is full of liquid on its own. I don't like cooking up with a lot of liquid in any of my vegetables. I'm gonna let that just cook down a little bit. And that's gonna be done for today and tomorrow. For me, anyway. My little 6-year-old, he'll have it for today. If he wants something different tomorrow, he can. Because I keep plenty of stuff quick in the freezer. As long as he eat off of it one time and give me some good vegetables in him, I'm good. Alrighty. So we're going to just let that simmer. I'll turn that down a little bit. See, if I don't have me something ready to eat, I will mess up. Because I'm a real foodie. And that food thing be an addiction. Only thing with this addiction, but one thing you got to make sure that you have some food ready. Just like I have it ready for those kids when they come home, I have to have food that. Okay. That's pretty much. All right. Thank y'all so much for being with me today. And please, I always forget to ask you to please subscribe to my channel and share and comment. Thank you. Okay, it's all finished. I just came back into the kitchen because I wanted you guys to see the end results. You see that? That's that chicken, those short thighs. You got that sausage cut up in there. Baby carrots. Just one red potato, no more than that, just one. Onion and garlic. And seasoning. And you see that glaze that was at the bottom of that pan? Yeah. Look at that. See? Some people might want it a little thicker. But if you're trying to watch your weight, you don't have to put no thickening in it. But baby, if girl could just have a little bit of rice. Honey, if I could eat me some rice with that right there, on top of a bed of rice, that'll be the business right there. But me and rice are not friends. My little 6-year-old, he gonna really enjoy it because he love rice. Well, okay. Thank you guys. And that's the end result. That's what's cooking with Miss V. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And once again, everything I've done is in Miss V's opinion. Bye-bye.